guess I feel like all teachings or all human interaction is really, in some way, in an evolutionary path. In some way, that's the magic of it, some way drawing closer to the truth, let's say, or some way drawing closer to a way to express the truth. And the truth meaning, in this way, in this sense, something very simple of just what works in life, what makes people get together. And at one time we just thought, well, okay, there's always going to be conflict, and just don't get close to it. You don't need it in your life, and things will work out. But now we have these other ideas, other concepts that the planet, even the planet, is not that elastic anymore, and it would take all the shenanigans that we'd like to pull on it, and it's kind of a game, but so is the teaching, or speaking about life is a game too, and for some reason there's a willingness to play it, and I don't know. I feel that there's a lot of people that are left out of the equation.
Could you tell me what you mean by that, Richard? A lot of people left out of the equation. What would that mean?
Well, the people that I know that are speaking about what's true about life, they talk to so few people. And we just say, well, the other people aren't ready, or they're not interested, or they're, but the way it's languaged, it's not interesting either. I mean, so that's kind of been something that I've looked at. I've looked at a lot, and I continuously look at, what is interesting about this teaching, and what is not interesting about it. And just to say, and so many, even teachers, I would say that they just say, well, really this moment is all there is, and that's what's happening, and I'm just aligned with what's happening. And who am I to have a concept about it, or try to make any doership about it, how I'm going to make the change.
I love the question. I love the whole movement of your mind as we're moving through this. And what always comes to me because of course this is an obviously wonderful question to ask, but when we talk like this, it sounds like that there is a movement from unconscious to conscious, that we are trying to move from most of the teachings would say that the whole point of this is to move from the unconscious into, I'm speaking psychologically now, into a conscious world. And that's the movement that's happening now. Now, I hear all that, and all I have is my own life, Richard, and I want to ask you, because I think it would be relevant, isn't this your experience? I don't think we have to worry about the cosmos or even the planet, because, I think, again, that's a concept, but the excitement is in well, let me be personal. In my own life, I have moved from a relatively unconscious person, just loving and not loving my early years and all that, and moved to where I am now. And if I look at that as the truth of life for me, that something has happened. And as I look at the people around me, I don't know about globally, I'm talking about just the people that I know, there is something deeply moving things from let's use these words, the unconscious to the conscious part of our life. And when there is living from the conscious part, then somehow it's like you come up out of the water and your head's in the sun. It doesn't mean, you've been, I imagine, well, I was a surfer. So, you come up out of the water and your head's above water, but the waves still hit you. It's not like all of a sudden the waves are gone and you have a calm sea, which is the idea that people give. But in reality, the excitement is, I think, we're learning how to ride the waves better.
Well, I
And
mean, it's also the media. I mean, because media
okay,
now, media can reach a lot of people, and before it was not that easy to reach a lot of people. What was there? Radio and television and books. But I mean, in other words, we're talking from the unconscious to the conscious, and what we're saying is that it's a movement of attention. So in a way, what all these teachings are is like where to look, like where to put that attention, or are there any tricks about moving attention? Or I mean, how is the mechanism of attention? Why does it go where it goes? Maybe that could be even interesting to know. Then you can see that, you know, in a way it can be moved or it can be diffused. The urgency to go where it has been going can be diffused, or even other things like many of us have just allowed attention just to free flow and
well,
never really
that's
thought of putting ourselves in between there somewhere.
well, this is what I would say is an exact reflection of the unconscious moving to the conscious. But and I love it. And the question still is so exciting for me. What is it? And we can't answer this question, but we can certainly feel like, what is it that's moving so many people now to want to begin exploration, not just through non-duality, but there's so many ways, and it's I just see it as huge. And my delight is something seems to be moving this forward. And I don't think that it's necessarily an individual movement. I think it seems quite large to me, Richard, and it's exciting.